I'm Jeremy. Welcome to another episode of Practical IT. Today we're going to be talking about pfSense, which is an open source router firewall distribution of not Linux, but actually BSD Unix. To get pfSense, you'd want to go over to pfSense.org, which you can see on my screen. And today we're going to be looking at the new release candidate for version 2.4. So we'd go to the download link, we'd scroll down. In this case, we'd go to daily snapshots, and we'd come down here. And the one that we want to download is 2.4.0 release candidate. We'd go to installer images, and then we would choose, scroll down. The one I grabbed was actually 2017-09-22, 2041. I've already downloaded this, so I'm going to minimize Chrome and get rid of the camera, and we will get the show started. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got a pre-built pfSense 2.4 RC VirtualBox container. We can go to settings, show you a couple things here real quick. Let's get rid of the floppy disk, giving it 2 gigs of RAM, giving it 1 processor core. We've not enabled any acceleration. I've already selected the pre-downloaded ISO image for installation. We can actually turn off audio because we won't need it. And to make this work, you need to have 2 network cards. I've got one set to bridged with the cable disconnected, and the other one set to internal network. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and push through the installation of pfSense 2.4 release candidate. It takes just a minute or so to boot up. And we'll get a menu-driven installation utility. Hit enter for install. We're going to continue with the default key map, which is English, US. We'll do the guided disk setup. Use the entire disk. Use the GUID partition table. And we can go ahead and say finish and commit. And this will do some copying. Alright, installation is now finished. Before exiting the installer, would you like to open a shell in the new system and make any final modifications? No, we're just going to go ahead and reboot. And we're going to pause that. We're going to remove the disk from the virtual drive. We're actually going to see if this will go. So we're going to reset it. Power off the machine, and we'll restart it. Little whoops on my part. Now it should start without trying to boot from the ISO image. And here we go. Okay, so as you can see, we have a network set up for our LAN, but we don't have an IP address on our WAN connection. So what we need to do is we need to go to option number 1 to assign interfaces. Oops, turn on caps lock or numlock. And we are going to do that on EM0. And oops. No for VLANs. EM0 for the WAN interface. EM1 for the LAN interface. And yes. And then we're going to come over here. And we're going to connect adapter 1. And connect adapter 2. See what we end up with. Alright, so we've got 172.16.74.151 on a /24 on the WAN, and 192.168.1.1/24 on the LAN, and so we should be set to go there. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fire up our Ubuntu machine. This is a recently installed machine that I did today before I started recording this. And we're going to make one little change here. We're going to set that to an internal network instead of bridged, and say OK, and we'll go ahead and start this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and log into Ubuntu. Alright, and let's open up the terminal first. Blow this text up so you can see. check our IP configuration. And you can see that we're on 192.168.1.100 here. And if we ping 1.1, you can see that we're getting through just fine. And we'll clear our screen, and if we ping Google DNS, you can see we're getting through there just fine as well. Get rid of our window, we'll bring up Firefox. Okay, so we're going to navigate to our pfSense box. Get around our little issue here. And the default username and password will be admin for the username and pfSense for the password. And yes, you should change this. And we start off with our little wizard here. Say next. And we're going to skip the support, since we're just doing this in a virtual machine to test. Hosting, pfSense, domain, local domain, we can leave that there, that's fine. We'll set our primary DNS to 172.16.74.1 and 8.8.8.8 for secondary. And say next. And we will set New York, and next, and then we'll take the default configuration here, say next, and LAN interface is fine, administrator password, that, and reload. And here to continue to pfSense web configurator. All right. As you can see, we've got our dashboard here. WAN address, LAN address, system is on the latest version. Got our DNS servers, CPU memory swap, disk usage, and our system menu, different system menus up here at the top. So one cool thing about pfSense is that it is extendable, so we could take a look at Package Manager and look at available packages. And as you can see, I'll scroll down through this a little bit. There are quite a few options here. Different things that we could load up on our pfSense firewall. We're almost to the bottom of the list. There we go. Okay, so this is as far as we're going to go in this episode on pfSense. We have a working system. We've got connected with Ubuntu to the pfSense virtual machine in order to do configuration. We've shown that we can ping not only the pfSense, we can also ping out to the internet. And so we've got the basis of a firewall set up now. In future episodes, we will circle back to pfSense and we will start taking a look at how to configure some of the various packages. And we will also take a look at how to go about building firewall rules so that you can keep things secured and keep traffic out of your network that you don't want on your network. So, for Practical IT, this is Jeremy. I'm signing out. Thank you so much for watching my channel, and I look forward to seeing you all in a future episode. Please feel free to share, comment below, and happy computing.